Well, we all want good habits, right? But sometimes we can't get rid of those bad habits and focus on the good habits. But we learned this month that good habits pay off. And there's a man here with some good habits. Gabe is back with us. Hi, Gabe.
Well, Brandon, hi. I've got some habits. Some are bad, some are good.
Yes. Well, Gabe, my first question for you is which one of the good behaviors listed in our lifestyle article do you think is most important to you with regards to relationships?
Well, regarding relationships, I think one of the things I have to remind myself every once in a while that I learned a while ago is to always communicate in some way to the other person that you value them and your relationship with them. So even if something doesn't work out right now, like for example, you want to go out, they want to go out with you, you say, oh, I can't go out today like you want, but hey, when are you free to go out again another time? Instead of just saying, no, I can't go out today. And then you don't really communicate that you actually value the relationship or your time with that person.
Yes.
So I think it's really important to find ways to value that. And so the point about listening is really important. That's something that really resonated with me.
That's a good one for sure. And I want to ask you too, which one of the tips would you find or do you find most challenging to do?
I thought this was interesting because there's a tip about asking how someone is feeling. And my EQ is okay, it's pretty good. But I find that one hard, not because I don't like to know how my friends are feeling or my coworkers, but because I find that I'm just more and more busy, or I'm just busier and busier these days. And so it's like, I just think, I don't have time. I don't want to ask that question. So that is a challenge for me, just to make the time to ask that question.
Right.
How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, and sometimes we ask each other, how are you? And we don't expect people to give a thorough answer. But I recently asked a friend that, and they were, very authentic in their answer.
And you were like walking by, you're like,
no, no, I appreciate it because it was so refreshing, right? A lot of times we say, oh, I'm fine, but we're not really fine. So I think it's good to have that authenticity as well.
For sure.
All right, one more question before we go, Gabe. Do you like awkward silence? We talk about that in our article. What are your thoughts about the rule of awkward silence?
Should I answer you right away, Brandon, or be silent for a little while longer?
Very good example of what we're talking about. Do you like that kind of silence? Maybe it's much longer than the silence you just gave us.
It's true. I studied drama, and one of the things you learn is about having a dramatic pause. Whether you're giving a speech, pauses can be effective to get people to think about what you just said, or on stage, if there's not just a lot of constant dialogue, but if there's some pauses and silence here and there, it can really help the audience to think about what's going on. And I think in a conversation, here's one function of being silent for 30 seconds or more, is that it gets the other person to think about the question they just asked.
Absolutely.
Like they might think, wait, was I right in my motives for asking this question? Maybe I should think about my question more too, because if this person's taking that long to think about their answer, maybe it's an important thing, and I should think about it too.
All right, well, we may not want to be awkward, but some awkward silence may be good for us. We'll see you next time here on Insights.